Shedeur Sanders had no idea Deion was battling cancer until now. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders recently learned about Deion Sanders' cancer battle with the rest of the world. NFL legend and current Colorado football coach Deion Sanders revealed on Monday he recently had a battle with cancer. The Hall of Famer held a press conference with his medical team, where it was revealed they found a cancerous tumor on his bladder back in the spring. Sanders then underwent a surgery in May to remove the bladder, and his doctor announced he is officially cured from the cancer. This news was announced to the world Monday afternoon, and that's also when his son and Cleveland Browns quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, found out as well. The elder Sanders, who received the diagnosis prior to the NFL draft, admitted that he kept his two younger sons Shedeur and Shiloh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety, out of the loop because he wanted them to focus on their NFL dreams and not to be worried about their father. Deion Sanders explains why he hid cancer battle from Shedeur Sanders. Sanders, who will return to Colorado's sideline this season, shared the news with his other three children, but wanted Shedeur and Shiloh to be locked in on making their first NFL teams. While it was public knowledge that Sanders had been dealing with a health issue, the specific details weren't known until Monday. Shedeur was asked about reports on Deion's health back in June during minicamp, and he expressed that he didn't know what was going on and that his focus was on being a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Many just assumed this was a savvy deflection by the rookie, but it turns out he actually didn't know. Fortunately, his father is now cancer-free and has resumed his role as the head coach of the Colorado Buffs. The younger Sanders has also been focused on the Cleveland quarterback competition, just as his father wished, and Shedeur is looking to build on a promising first week of training camp. When Shedeur Sanders arrived at Cleveland Browns training camp earlier this summer, he brought with him a rocket arm, the weight of expectation, and a legacy wrapped in gold cleats. But he also carried something he couldn't name, an ache he couldn't shake, a heaviness that shadowed him even on the sunniest days. He thought it was nerves. Transitioning from college ball to the NFL isn't easy. But now, in the aftermath of his father's stunning revelation, Shedeur finally understands what that ache was. Because Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, had been battling cancer. And Shedeur had no idea. The bombshell. News broke late Sunday night via a video posted to Deion Sanders' Instagram. He had been diagnosed with bladder cancer earlier in the year and had recently undergone surgery to remove his bladder entirely. The clip, raw and emotional, showed the coach not in the spotlight, but in a hospital bed, pale, thin, yet somehow still smiling. "I didn't want to tell my kids," Deion said in the video. "Especially Shedeur. He had his own battles. I didn't want him worrying about mine." But Shedeur found out the same way the rest of the world did. He was sitting in the quarterback film room at Browns camp, reviewing red zone plays when his phone began to vibrate nonstop. At first, he ignored it. Then his college teammate and receiver Jimmy Horn Jr. sent him a text that froze his hands. "Bro, your pops. Just saw the video. You good?" Shedeur's heart sank. He stepped out, found a quiet corner of the facility, pulled up the video, and watched his father confess to the world the fight he'd been hiding. "He didn't tell me," Shedeur said quietly later that night. "And now I get why. But man, it hurt." A son rewinds the signs. In hindsight, it all makes sense. Back in the spring, Deion had started canceling appearances. "Just tired," he'd say. Then he'd appear on Zoom calls looking gaunt, joking about camera angles. There were fewer calls, shorter conversations. Even during the draft, when Shedeur expected his father to be front and center, Deion was strangely subdued. "I'd ask him if everything was cool," Shedeur recalled. "He'd just say, 'I'm proud of you, boy. Just keep going.' Over and over. Now those words feel different. Now they feel like prayers wrapped in pride." Shedeur stared at the wall for a long time after watching the video. Then he did what any son would do, he called. Deion didn't answer the first time. Or the second. But on the third try, he picked up. "You saw it?" Deion asked, his voice cracking. "Yeah," Shedeur whispered, holding back emotion. "Why didn't you tell me, Dad?" "Because you needed to focus on becoming who you are. Not who I was. I had to fight my battle. You got yours. The hidden cost of strength. To the world, Deion Sanders is charisma, flash, and bravado. But beneath the sunglasses and gold chains lives a father who's done everything in his power to protect his children. From the media, from pressure, and sometimes from the truth. This truth, though, was a hard one to hide. Even now, Shedeur admits he felt something was off during the last few months. There was this weird silence in him sometimes, Shedeur said. Like he wanted to say more, but wouldn't. What Shedeur didn't realize was that during his own grind to make it in the NFL, his father was enduring chemotherapy sessions, hiding catheter bags under his sweatpants, and praying he'd survive long enough to see his son throw his first professional touchdown. He's Coach Prime to the world, Shedeur said. But to me, he's just my dad. And I would have dropped everything to be there for him. The turning point. The revelation has done more than shake Shedeur emotionally. It's transformed the way he approaches his new journey with the Browns. No more excuses, he said after Monday's practice. I'm not just doing this for me now. Every snap, every throw, it's for him. Coaches noticed the difference immediately. Shedeur was sharper, more vocal, more locked in. Gone was the tentative rookie. In his place, a quarterback moving with resolve. When asked about his son's transformation, Deion simply smiled from a hospital chair back in Boulder. I raised that boy to handle adversity. He's stepping into his own now. I ain't worried about him no more. The reunion. Word is, Deion plans to visit Brown's camp next week, his first trip post-surgery. Despite doctors urging rest, he's insisted on being there in person. I miss the draft. I won't miss seeing him in that jersey. Shedeur, meanwhile, is already planning the moment. I don't care if I'm second string or scout team, he said. When he's there, I'm throwing a touchdown for him.